6 months ago, I walked into my first adult children of alcoholics meeting. And like many of you who are also adult children may have felt, um, I was sitting there and listening to the laundry list and the promises and was just like, what the hell? Like, where has this been all my life? Oh my God, like, these are my people. I want to begin by sharing where I was a few years ago, and it was a pretty bad place where I was, and who I was a complete mess, and realized I am not living the life that I want to live. I am in no way fulfilled, and I need to change. Everything needs to change. And I felt it so deeply. I feel like there was no dissonance in my energy that, like, it just started happening. There was no other way. There was no uncertainty about it for the first time. It was like, things are going to change. And I would see opportunities and I snagged them. Like, I just went for things and met people and let go of people and incorporated new habits. And, you know, I just started changing my life. And about a year ago, I was in a place where I had felt like I'd come so far. I felt like I knew I wanted to be happy. That was like my main value in life. And I was most of the time. But then sometimes I would slip up and feel like all of my work had been for nothing. And there was just this elusive fog and wall that I felt like I didn't understand why I wasn't able to move past. Why couldn't I like change myself? Why couldn't I get better and become who I want to be? You know, I'm working on all this self-love and supporting myself and figuring out who I am and what I want. But I'm still such a mess. I don't get it. And that is when my boss, I was venting, I think, a little bit. I don't fully remember, about my mom. And she said, oh my God, like, I've never heard anyone talk about their mom like that. That's what my mom's like. And my mom's a narcissist. And so that kind of, I was like, huh, really? Like, your mom does that? My mom does that too, kind of? Like, I'd gotten so used to not talking about my family, like, I wasn't even really considering them. In this whole, like, time of healing, I was, like, focused on myself and on having a good relationship with them. And, like, despite their flaws, like, just, like, I want things to be good, so I'm trying really hard, but, like, underneath it, there was clearly some crap, you know, and that's what ACA helped me figure out. And so that was like the first time like my eyes like started to open up. I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. My mom like is pretty narcissistic. Yeah. And then about 6 months after that, I walked into my first adult children of alcoholics meeting. And like many of you who are also adult children may have felt, Um, I was sitting there and listening to the laundry list and the promises and was just like, what the hell? Like, where has this been all my life? Oh my God, like, these are my people. They get it. Like, and then they started sharing their stories. And what I said that night was basically like, oh my goodness, this is the answer to all of the why that I've been asking for the past 2 years. Like, I've been like, why am I like this? Why? Like, that's like a hashtag that's really trending right now. But, like, honestly, I was like, why am I so messed up? I'm trying. Like, I think I'm a good person and I'm trying, but I just feel like a complete mess. And that was the answer, is Adult Children of Alcoholics program. So I obviously feel very passionately about that, about this. And by the way, I'm guessing that you found this video by being aware of adult children of alcoholics. But in case you're not, number one, I like to say adult children of dysfunction in my head sometimes because I do have an alcoholic parent, but I also have a narcissistic parent who I feel like more issues are rooted in my relationship with her. So adult children of dysfunction, because it's more than just alcoholic parents. It's like if you feel like you weren't able to be yourself because you had to be who you had to be in the family, you were your role in the family, and you weren't really cared for properly, some of your needs were unmet, um, you belong in ACA. It is a little misleading. Number two, I'm going to put some links in the description down below of resources that I believe could help you in your discovery of what ACA is if you're not sure. Um, yeah, so where was I? Okay, so after that first meeting, I went home and there were friends over, and they're friends who I'd known for a long time, and I'd never talked about my family with them. So I went there and I was like, you guys, like, I found the answer to all of my problems. Like, I found this group and there's all these people and they all understand me and they all care and want to listen to what I have to say. And I was just like freaking out about it. And I think that in itself says a lot because I hadn't talked about this to anyone in so long. I'd like gotten the ideas so drilled in my head that like I just didn't think anyone cared or could even comprehend what my family was like. I just like stopped talking about it, stopped thinking about it. And yeah, I was like, guys, I found the answer. And like immediately I just knew like this was about to change my life. Like I knew it and I journaled and was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Whoever is out there, whatever. Universe. I'm opening myself to what is coming. Like, they say that you are going to have memories and feelings come back that are going to be difficult to handle. You're going to have to grieve your family for the first time, and like move through all this stuff that like you pushed down and haven't dealt with. So I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And the floodgates opened, and like right away, I just started realizing things. I put on like these glasses. I like to think like I had a new lens on of the world that was like just adult children. Like everything that happened, I was like, why do I do this? Is it because of that? Like everything was just like it kind of encompassed my entire life for quite a while. Yeah. And immediately I began to grieve, I suppose. I was really sad. And like I never was one for crying. Like friends would leave, like move, and I'd be like, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not gonna cry like you're sobbing. And I'm just like, oh, bye. Like I'll miss you so much, but like, I don't know. And I just started crying all the time. I was like really deeply upset. And then I got really mad, and it was holidays, and there was all these guilt trips and like crazy like flare-ups of mental like pathology behavior and pathological behavior. And I was like got really mad at everybody, like, why are you like this? So that kind of emotional roller coaster mixed with like gratitude that like I was able to understand what was going on, is what I rode for quite a long time with that lens on. Like it was my entire life and still is clearly a huge part of my life. I love it. It's a great part of my life. But I've calmed down a little bit now. Um, maybe I have. My emotions have. That roller coaster is kind of over now, which I'm pretty grateful for. That was a lot. But it's true. Like you haven't dealt with how crazy your family is. And if you've like tried to deal with it, you haven't understood like how you are truly affected by it. And now you can understand like your role and who they are and who you really are and why you do a lot of things you do. And it's just, it was massive, like amounts of lessons and epiphanies every other day. I would like just freak out. Okay, so I have been working on step one for 6 months now, and it's been a beautiful 6 months full of like um, some things that were easier to accept, like where my parents are at, and some things that were harder to accept, like where my siblings are at. In particular, my twin sister. Um, I think just being twin in general, like, creates a kind of enmeshed bond, but we are extremely codependent, and I'm finally in acceptance that she is who she is, and like I can't hope for her to change. I can't hope for any of them to change. I can't hope for all of us to get along and be happy in recovery and move forward. I can't change them. Can't change what's happened. So yeah, that's step one, accepting who you are without like really without working to change yourself too much at this point. Like I think acceptance comes first solidly. Like you have to accept that you are a certain way in order to change it. You have to say, "Oh, I am super controlling. Like this is how I control all these things." Before being like, "Oh, I'm being kind of controlling here. Like I'm gonna change that." Like, you know, you have to like become aware and accept it first. So that's step one, and I feel like confident in my acceptance of everyone, in myself, and in the fact that I don't have to be who I was in the family. I don't have to engage in the dysfunction. So there's that. And I'm kind of positive that step one is behind me now. This time, I want to like go through the steps a bunch of times, be in it forever, and help everyone. And by helping everyone, you have to continue to help yourself and move through it because it's been 23 years of my life, like that I have been in a fog of family dysfunction. Like it's gonna be a while of healing and like churning through these steps and more realizations and acceptance. And I'm just gonna move on to step two for right now. But just right now, like when you're watching this, it may be like way in the future, and I could be back to step one or on to step seven. Who knows? Right now, I'm moving to step two, and what that's come to right now, like where I'm at right now, is I have super strong faith, not in anything in particular, just in the universe. Like I have faith in life. Like there's a method behind the madness, and I am about it. So that part of step two, I'm like feeling really great with. And then there's recognizing the insanity of your life. And that's just starting to hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these ways that I've just messed my life up for my family, like, and within my family. Like, that's where I'm at right now. And wherever you're at, if this is like your first, like, I'm like, you just discovered it, good for you. Like, you're you're in for a ride, that's for sure. Um, and if you're like an expert, like an ACA master, good for you. That's cool. I I don't want this to be just a channel of me talking to you. If we could connect, that'd be cool. If you want to share your story, like down below in the comments, or hit me up like separately somehow. I want to share with you, and you share with me and with other people, because there's people out there who desperately need to hear someone else going through the same thing because they feel alone. And I'm here to tell you, and we are here all together to tell you that you're not alone, and there's other people who have been through and are going through what you are going through and have been through. And yeah, maybe it'd be really cool to teach you a thing or two, but it would also be really cool to learn from you. So if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, lessons to share, please don't hold back. Like me being vulnerable, I hope allows you to become a little bit more vulnerable. And if that is just through like talking in the comments or like not even, don't even get involved. Just go journal, like talk with yourself, open up, bring things up. Like it's so healthy to have this knowledge, this adult children knowledge, and move through all of the things that you grew up with and in. And I'm babbling. I think that's where I'm going to leave this video. There's more to come real soon. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, honestly. I hope you have a grateful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.